Today on the channel from the G.I. Joe Classified line, we've got Sergeant Stalker.
The spirit of Ultimate Warrior will run forever!
Welcome everyone, Kyle here, and welcome back to the channel for another G.I. Joe Classified unboxing and review. And today on the channel, we've got Sergeant Stalker. But remember, for all your G.I. Joe figure needs and a whole lot more, to hit up Entertainment Earth, use the discount code KYLE or the link in the description below to save yourself 10% on all in-stock items. And then, of course, anything over $39 does ship free. Got to get a deal out there. And today, Sergeant Stalker, or just Stalker as I call him, is making his triumphant debut in the G.I. Joe Classified line. Now, Stalker, an OG Joe from way back in the day, of course. A lot of people love themselves some Stalker. I gotta be honest, I gotta call a spade a spade. Stalker never did a whole lot for me as a G.I. Joe toy when I was a kid. I had Stalker. My favorite Stalker, I think I've probably said it before, is the one that came with the kayak. If you guys remember, that was like 91, 92 release Stalker. That was always my favorite Stalker because it just had a little bit more personality. And he was always very kind of plain Jane, especially his original figure in the 3 3/4 line back in the day. Of course, Stalker had a bigger role in the early mini-series G.I. Joes than he did in the later day G.I. Joe series. And for me, I always did prefer the Serpentor era. Maybe that shows my age a little bit, I don't know. Obviously, I loved all the eras, but that back half era was always part of my favorite, and Stalker really wasn't in that a whole lot, as we do know. And this is one of the more plainer G.I. Joe Classified figures. I think that is a fair assessment there as well. So I don't know. This is one I felt we really needed to have in the lineup. One I'm just not as excited about as some of the other characters. But we'll see. We'll see what happens. And of course, we're going to do it like we do all the other reviews on the channel. We're going to take a look at the packaging. We're going to talk about it. We're going to unbox it. We're going to talk about it. We're going to see where it goes from there. So without further ado, let's see old Sergeant Stalker. There he is. Some interesting artwork. I always talk about that. The artwork's kind of all over the place with this line. I don't know if that's the greatest representation of Stalker in my brain. I don't know. I mean, it's just not the Stalker I think of. And maybe I'm biased. I always go back to the cartoon and I go to the comic book looks for sure. And he did have a pretty big role in the comic books, as we do know. G.I. Joe logo, of course, Stalker, all kinds of weapons and accessories in there. He is number 46, right after the Crimson Twins, of course. We got him going good, of course, the G.I. Joe side. And there he is right over there on the back. Some more artwork. And on the back, no blurb, no nothing. They're not going to tell us anything about our buddy Stalker. I really wish we had a file card or just something really, really small. They're doing it in the Retro Classified series. We know that, the Walmart exclusive. So it can be done. It can be done if they wanted to. Anything can, as we lose his scarf. There it is. There's old Stalker. He's off to the races. See you later. There it goes. And plastic prison time. We even lost some stuff out of the plastic prison, so you got to be a little careful there. But there's old Stalker. Let's pull him out, man. He came loaded to bear. He's not messing around. He's got a lot of weapons, got a lot of accessories here. And, of course, we'll take a look at the accessories first, as we always do. There it is. There it is. Come on, get that knife out. All we want to do is drop a weapon or lose a silencer or something like that. We know how that goes. Never a good day at the office for anybody. There it is. We got everything out of the plastic prison. He is free. See you later. Goodbye. Put Stalker off to the side. We'll be back with him. He's a very determined, angry Stalker is what he is. But man, lots of accessories. Lots of accessories here. Where do we even start? No hands or anything like that. I guess we'll start with this knife. Got a beautiful knife. Of course, you can store this on him, and that's one great thing about the Classified series. Most figures can store every single item they have in the figure. I always like that. Nice silver blade, got a black handle, looking really good there. Then we get down to his little pistol action. Pistol looking really good. Once again, all black accessories here. Everything's in black. You could add some color if you're a fancy artistic type, you could. But very, very interesting. You got to have a little a handgun for Stalker. I mean, it makes all the sense in the world. Of course, you can fit in some of this stuff. It looks like we get, is this a silencer, a magazine? What exactly is this? I don't know what that is. I guess we'll see. Huh. We always get some weird accessories here. You always kind of work your way through here, but this does fit on the end of the weapon. I don't know if it's just an extender there. Apparently, it would be nice to get some of those effects too. We unboxed the Cobra Vipers on the channel. I wish we got one little effect piece with every single Joe figure. I think that'd be cool. Just one effect. It's all we need. Maybe different ones for different figures. That way you can have some of that stuff to put in there. We get this little deal. I'm not sure what this is either. Is this a little magazine that goes on the side? I don't know, I'll have to figure it out. But we've got some interesting stuff here. And it looks like it probably does go right down here. Yep, it's the magazine for his big blaster there. So once again, you got a little of that action, all in black here. Good sculpting on all these weapons as usual. This is his big heavy artillery weapon. Then we got this one, and this one is, gosh, I forget what this thing is called. I used to know because of the little arm thing that you stick your arm in here. Very iconic to the old school G.I. Joe toy line as well with this one. This looks really good. Does this fit in here? I think it does. Maybe not. Maybe not. Maybe so. You got a little magazine action there, and it's probably upside down, actually. But it's got a little magazine. I like the old bronze bullets coming out of the side. That does look really good. That might even fit on the side. No, maybe not. I'll have to play with it. I'll have to get it all figured out for the old glamour shots. But definitely awesome to get these. At the same time, it's awesome to get these. At the same time, it's kind of bad because these things I guarantee are going to be lost. You find these guys loose for sale and stuff. You're going to be missing some of these pieces that plug in. I wish they were already plugged in, but it is what it is, I guess. So more weapons for Stalker, looking good. Then we get a couple of pieces here. We get his little backpack. You can hold his weapons in. You can hold a knife in there if you need to as well. You can hold that magazine, that extra piece right there. So you get a little storage here. Of course, it is backpack style. Plugs into his back, I believe. And yes, it does plug into the back. So we have that, and good sculpting on this as well. I like all not bandages, but the strapping. All the strappings throughout. I wish it was more than one color, but it does look really good. It's got the army green, which I guess probably is one color most of the time. So it's probably fairly accurate, we'll say. He does got a beret like a young Flint, of course. Oh, Flint, one of the greatest beret wearers of all time. Right up there with Lieutenant Falcon, of course. Stalker joining the party. All green. You got the little gold symbol right there on the top. Always good. Looks good with Stalker. It's one of his iconic things he wears, I guess. And then we got this kind of scarf going on over him. And I don't remember Stalker wearing things like this. This almost reminds me of something you'd have maybe out in the desert or something like that. But very, very cool to get this with Stalker, I guess. It's going to add a little personality to this figure. As I did say, it's a little bit bland. It's a little bit bland. But now we grab Stalker here. Let's take a look at old Stalker. Like I said, he's angry. He's mad. He's determined. He's here for a party. And boy, he's got a big old scar on the side of his head. That's weird. I don't recall that, but maybe that was a little added license. Kind of like Flint's scar, I guess. You got to give a scar to one of these Joes every once and again, I guess. He's got a big scar on the side of his head. Very nice, tight haircut. Got his patented mustache. Like I said, he's mean mugging like you wouldn't believe. He is not a happy guy. He is not happy to be here. He looks like Murtaugh from Lethal Weapon, just angry. He just wants to retire. He just wants to be done. That's what I imagine Stalker's personality like. A little Murtaugh-like. But where's Riggs when we really need him? That's what I'm talking about. But looking good. He's got the camo shirt underneath. You got a lot of pockets and things sculpted in. You got some sculpted in around the forearm right here. Of course, hands side to side, elbows, double jointed, pinless elbows. You got the bicep cut, arms go all the way around. You got a little bit of butterfly action in here, which is always nice to see. Head side to side, back and forth, a lot of good movement out of that head. Then you do get the ab articulation with the ab crunch. You get a little bit of waist action. Of course, you do those big old Stalker splits. Man, he's not messing around with the splits. Then you got the drop down hips that we know all about with the Joe line. You got the thigh cut, double jointed, pinless knees, boot cut, ankles back and forth, side to side, and very, very tight figure, tight joints. Absolutely love that all the time as well. He's got his vest apparatus that is not removable. You do got to plug that backpack in through the back there. But it does have your usual stuff, your pockets and things like that. Looks like you got a little grenade action there as well. Belt clips, all that kind of stuff. And he's got his holsters on the side of his legs, store his weapons, store his knives, got all that kind of stuff. And then you get the pants that match the upper body there, the all camouflaged look, and then you get his combat boots. He's ready to combat through the jungle, combat in the desert, combat wherever Cobra may be looming. That's what he can do, old Sergeant Stalker. Does he fit on a ringside collectibles stand? That's always $1 million question. And what do you know? He fits on the Mattel WWE stands like a glove. Use discount code Kyle. Save yourself 10% at ringside collectibles, as I always say. If you need stands for these guys, he fits perfectly on there if that is what you're needing. But man, he looks good. Is he the greatest Joe? By no means is he the greatest Joe in my book. The beret does fit nicely on his head, I will say that. Let's see how this vest thing fits here. Well, you probably got to take the head off first, is my guess. And does the head come off easy? Yes, it does. It just takes a little pull. I don't know. It is up to you. I guess it's nice they let you choose your own adventure. If you want him wearing the scarf, you can. If it's not something for you, you can take that off. Definitely, the beret has to be on Stalker though. It does dress him up a little bit. That gives him a little bit of extra love, as he does feel a little bit plain Jane. But that is kind of Stalker to a T in the G.I. Joe line for sure through all the years. There's old Stalker looking good. Of course, get his old buddy. Of course, these two served in Nam together, as we know. We got old Snake Eyes there. This is the Snake Eyes from the first Timber 2-pack. We'll unbox the other Timber 2-pack on the channel. Make sure you subscribe so you don't miss that one. But I really do like this Snake Eyes. Gun to my head, this is probably my favorite Snake Eyes figure in the classified line. By a wide margin, actually. I really like Commando Snake Eyes. Ninja Snake Eyes, it is what it is, but I always like the Commando version of Snake Eyes, personally. But there it is, the team's back together. Good to see these guys reunited in friendship and on the Joe battlefield. So there it is. But there's Sergeant Stalker. What is your guys' thoughts on him? You picking him up? You playing the long game? You passing? Let me know your thoughts on Stalker. What's your favorite Stalker of all time? You like the one with the kayak like young Kyle did? Or did you like the original OG Stalker? Just let me know in the comments down below. Of course, you made it this far, you might as well like the video, subscribe to the channel, turn on the old notification bell. We got videos every single day and then some, as you guys know. And then don't forget about the Patreon, link in the description below, where you can get early access to videos like this, bonus content, exclusive content, monthly Q&As, pizza reviews, giveaways, you name it. There's a lot going on over there on the old Patreon channel. Just bombarded with videos over there, as you guys can only imagine, with all the stuff that's been coming out as of late. So check out the Patreon if you want to support the channel. You can also support the channel at ProWrestlingTees.com. Search Kyle Peterson. And don't forget to follow along on social media at SirPaul64 on Twitter, Instagram, _Kyle_Peterson. So for Sergeant Stalker, I'm Kyle. See you guys all real soon.